Hello there and happy Tuesday. Welcome back for day 37. We are this week talking about the umbrella topic of purpose number 5, evangelism. You were made for a mission. Today's topic is entitled Sharing Your Life's Message. 1 John 5 and 10 says, Those who believe in the Son of God have the testimony of God in them. It's already there. So it's about time you share the message. God has given you a life message to share. He wants to speak to the world through you. 2 Corinthians 2 and 17 says, We speak the truth before God as messengers of God. Acts 1 and 8 says, and this is Jesus speaking, You will be my witnesses. Your life message includes your testimony, the story of how Christ has made a difference in your life. 1 Peter 3, 15 to 16 says, Be ready at all times to answer anyone who asks you to explain the hope that you have in you, but do it with gentleness and with respect. Your life message includes your life lessons, the truths that God has taught you from experiences with Him. Psalms 119 and 33 in the Message says, God, teach me the lessons for living so that I can stay the course. Proverbs 25 and 12 says, A warning given by an experienced person to someone willing to listen is more valuable than gold rings or jewelry made of the finest gold. So we have something to offer, even if it's just our testimony of the story of how good God has been or what He's brought you through or the lessons that you've learned across your life that God has taught you. That is valuable. It's valuable to someone who's willing to listen. So we've got to share it. Your life message includes sharing your passions, your godly passions. As you grow closer to God, He will give you a passion for something that He cares about deeply so that you can be a spokesperson for Him in the world. Matthew 12:34 says, Jesus said, A man's heart determines his speech. Okay, so what you're passionate about, that's what you talk about. And if God is giving those passions, then He wants you to share about those things that He's given you. Jeremiah 20 and 9, Your message burns in my heart and bones, and I cannot keep silent, Lord. Your life message includes the good news that when we trust God's grace to save us through what Jesus did, our sins are forgiven, we get a purpose for living, and we are promised a future home in heaven. Romans 1 and 17 says the good news shows how God makes people right with Himself, and it begins and ends with faith. 2 Corinthians 5 and 14, God's love compels us because we are convinced that one died for all. If you've been afraid to share the good news with those around you, ask God to fill your heart with His love for them. Because if you love somebody, you wouldn't mind telling them things that will help them. So ask God to fill you with that love. And then ask yourself this question. Is anyone going to heaven because of you or something that you've done or said? Imagine the joy of greeting people in heaven whom you helped to get there by words of your testimony. All right, so to wrap up today, we're talking about sharing your life message, that God has given you a message to share with the world. And that includes your testimony of how God has made a difference. It includes the life lessons that God has taught you through experiences with Him. And it includes your God-given passions that He has given your heart a burden for, and He wants you to share them. And it includes the good news of Jesus Christ. So we're looking for our life's message and our purpose through this purpose-driven life. And more, we're seeing that He wants us to share. Just share with the people that He's allowed to cross your path. I challenge you to do it today. Just talk about the things that God has done recently. All right, guys. Have a blessed day. I love you. God does too. And I will see you tomorrow.